Hi guys, Dylan will do here with another game video. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, where today we're going to be continuing with the side stories. So without further ado, let's just get into the game, this classic menu. Next up we have Understanding, which seems to be a continuation of Trust, if I had to guess. Since upon further research, according to my friends, they got these stories in the exact same order. So even though I thought it was based on the characters, apparently not, because, you know, I got the Sayori CGs, I got the Natsuki CGs, and I got the Yuri CGs in that order. I thought that meant, hey, I got the stories involving those characters. That probably means that I got them based on the characters I got the CGs for. No, I'm just very lucky, apparently. I don't know what to say. Anywho, so I'm going to guess this is a continuation. These go in order. So without further ado, we're going to be going through all of Understanding. Not just part 1, but also part 2. So we should probably get started. Here we go. Again. Club room. Yeah, I think it is. Alright then. The club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monika and Sayori to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. The face seems familiar. There we go! Yuri! Hello there! It's a bit loud in my ears. It's just startling. But yeah, Yuri, thought so. Everyone's quiet. Sayori's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She's very conspicuously... I can speak. Mouths to Monika. It's her! It's the girl! It's true. The girl standing in the doorway is none other than the other girl Sayori had come across reading alone in the classroom. Thanks to Monika leaving a flyer on the desk, it seems she found her way to the Literature Club. Are you here for the Literature Club by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the Literature Club. Please, come inside. The girl hurriedly steps through the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayori continues to fail containing her excitement. It's happening! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's a little empty. I'm Monika, and this is Sayori, and we run the Literature Club. Even though it's just us so far. But, what's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Well, everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. Oh. Do you want to take a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So, what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayori, and this is Monika. Sayori, nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like, books? Yuri looks at Monika. Fantasy's cool. Yes! Have you heard of, oh boy, Annabelle Dupont, maybe? I'm not very good with names when they're all fancy. I'm just not. I can't say I have. Oh well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book, and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheeks in joy. You can borrow my books, I wouldn't mind. You're really... Yeah, I heard that correctly. I was like, wait, did I read that correctly? Am I going crazy? You're really in for an incredible experience. Monika stammers, completely caught off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayori, silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to bring one for now. Sayori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the book that Yuri just set down on her desk. True. Okay, I'll go get the first one then. Yuri exits the club room in a flash, leaving Monika and Sayori silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid. But that's probably a joke compared to what she's into. You know, Monica, you're probably not wrong. So I'll give you that. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but what if that's her only interest? Doesn't it seem kind of like that? Monica, don't you think you should be more into optimistic? We have a new club member. There shouldn't be any room for anything but being happy. I'm excited to get her to know her more. I can't speak today. Why can't I speak today? Aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being hasty. I just got really anxious all of a sudden. Because you're not afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point things out like that, Sayori. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Maybe you should take a break from helping me with the administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yay! That's exactly what I wanted to do. Besides, Sayori lowers her voice. I'm probably gonna need all the time I can get. She taps her finger against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which, combined with her short time gone, indicates she must have ran at least part of the way. She makes her way back over to Sayori and puts the book down on her desk. Just as Sayori feared, the book Yuri brought for her is about equal size to the one that was already on Yuri's desk. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some things that are more explained in other books that take place in the same universe. So going over those would probably be a good way of keeping you from getting confused at the start. Sayori nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just take the chance to get to know each other a bit more. You know, I think, if we're gonna be reading together, then I would like that. From across the room, Monica smiles and nods at Sayori while Yuri isn't looking. Oh, okay. Yuri sits down, then looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So, what made you decide to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club, but that's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I only found out because she glances over at Monica. Monica came into the classroom and put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkens, and he shakes her head at herself. I was so stupid, I got too nervous and couldn't even look up, so she just walked out. It took me several days just to come because I was afraid that Monica had told everyone how inconsiderate I was, but I decided I was probably irrational. You know, most would think that automatically. This kind of just reminds me of how timid Yuri can be. Wait. No, that's totally my fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you just like that, I walked out. I was actually really hoping you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. I always seem to interpret things as the worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for other reasons too. Such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I really have a hard time having to meet a large number of new people at once. So, it's actually amazing that's just the two of you. That definitely came at the right time. Aw, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you working up the courage to come. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I've never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's hard to find others who are into the same things as me, except online. So I thought the Literature Club would provide a chance for me to do just that. What kinds of other things are you into? Like genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Just things you would think are dumb. Yuri pauses, a look of concern on her face. How about you tell me something... I'll tell you something that I'm into, and then you can tell me about something you're into. I got it backwards. I suppose that would be okay. Okay. Well, I'm into things like crafty things. Like making cute collages or decorating things like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends. But then I put it off till the last minute. So, yeah, that's something kind of silly that I'm into. You sound quite creative. Not that much. It's just that you'd be surprised how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So, I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Sorry, not. Well, I guess I'm into nature. I love nature. Monica, I'm gonna start a nature club. No, you're not. You're stuck with me now. I'm not. Oh, yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as vice president of the literature club. There, now you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me responsibilities. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward after having gotten cut off. I like going into the woods or to the park, just a place where you can walk and sit and not have any people around. It's peaceful. Just nice to remove myself from everything that matters and let my mind race. No, let my racing mind operate autonomously for a while. I tried to save it, but I couldn't. Such is the life of reading and then failing to read correctly. When do you like to do that? It just depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it. Wow, I feel like I never would have had the time to do something like that. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do, if you don't let it slip through your fingers. The three of them continue their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but Monica chiming in every now and again as well. Monica had intended to leave it to Sayori to focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Oh, looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So, are you two going to be starting on that book the next club meeting? That's the plan! I'm so excited. Sayori beams, Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves to Sayori and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye! As Yuri exits, Sayori enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monica are left in the club room. Sayori, you're a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still. Besides, it really lifted my mood. Feels really nice when I can... Knife? Feels... What am I talking? Feels really knife. Apparently because Yuri's here I have to talk about knives now. That's how that works. It's really nice when I can put my energy toward other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know? Made me happy. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll have a great time here, with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? I'm kind of scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of the new club member, it seems everyone has their spirits lifted with something to look forward to. Okay. So these usually go through like 2 days, so I think we're about halfway. After school day ends. Normally be the school day, so I got confused. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to only find Sayori in the club room. I guess this isn't the only time Monica wasn't here yet. It's club time again! Monica went to the computer lab, so it's... Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. So it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. I'm sorry about yesterday. Huh? Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri is talking about. Well, I mean, the way I got overly excited to share my books, and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. It was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so... Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still. I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Huh? Why? Because I know that you were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's rather obvious that nobody was truly interested. But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. I already decided I'll join the club, so why don't you try so hard to oh, okay, I misread the sentence. So you don't have to try so hard to entice me. There we go. That's not what I was doing. A moment of uncomfortable silence stretches between the two of them. More silence. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. I mean, Monica and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly. So it sounded like something fun we could do together. Reading your books. You know, like, as a club activity. Would that be okay? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can help you with to feel more comfortable here. Sherry pulls her desk up against Yuri's and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Turning over, Yuri reads the cover of the book. Duskbell. Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. It's Duskbell by Annabelle. Sorry, I'm ready now. Oh right, I should probably get some paper. Here grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper. Wait, how come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or just taking notes. Jeez. Okay, I've never even seen that. I mean, I'm sure it would help, granted, but still, wow. You take books very seriously, Yuri. Notes? I mean, yes, it's an effective strategy. Exactly. I'm sure it'll be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Yuri's joke flew completely over Yuri's head. Over mine too. What was the joke? I need to know. I honestly thought she was just trying to appeal to her. And it came out kind of silly. I don't get the joke. I want to get the joke. No. Man. The thing about it, she decides that it's probably best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to make it as accessible as possible. I trust you. You're like super smart. Oh, please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush. I can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things that I have a lot of experience with. Contrarily, I'm awful at involving real people. That should be evident enough from the 2 days I've spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you. No! Yuri rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. You broke Yuri. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, two get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri begins to guide Yuri through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of she details the races, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Yuri seems to have. But despite Yuri's expectations, Yuri elegantly guides her through it in a way such that it's fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world dating? What does that even mean? World building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leading toward. How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the writing I would do. What kind of writing? Oh, like poetry and stuff like that. The things I write are just putting down feelings that come to my head, you know? But this is like, there must be so much planning and hard work. Ah, you're into poetry? I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs. No way! Yuri giggles, filling Yuri's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time she's heard Yuri laugh. It means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now, if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Shuri jots Yuri is patient into her notes. Hey, that's for the book. I'm just kidding. But I'm kind of glad you're patient, because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Shuri flips to the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read. But the silence only lasts a moment before Sayori speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Ah, well, in this context, it essentially means to be proven innocent. Okay, it's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Sayori turns the page. Are these footnotes? Mm-hmm. A lot of dialogue has cultural references that require explanations to be understood. The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayori's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions had been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. But the tables have turned. Wait, are they talking about the past right now, or the present? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs were describing a flashback that Barnes is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Sayori rubs her temples. The two of them continue, with Sayori asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes, as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often, and even adding to them. But her reduction in questions comes not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fearing that she'll come across as stupid. At last, Sayori reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sayori takes a deep breath and concludes what little of the book she's gotten through so far. So, what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayori tries to find her words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. It makes me want to keep going and keep doing my best so I can see it the way that you do. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses, then shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But, I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore, that's all. I'm sorry that I made you. Yuri leaves. You weren't making me. Sayori is left alone with her words. How did this happen? We were having fun just a few seconds ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at the desk, spread with notes. Oh, jeez. The book sits next to them. Right. If she isn't coming back, then why would she leave the book here, right? Unless she forgot to take it with her. This is horrible. What if it really was because she wasn't enjoying our time together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough? I probably let her down by having so much trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would be having more fun. I need to do better for her. Sayori. No. I can't handle it. It's too sad. But alright, I'm presuming, understanding part 2. Alright, so far I'm enjoying it, of course. Alright, so I'm going to go for a second, get a drink of water quickly, and then we'll continue. I just need to, I have to read another 20 minutes or so I kind of need to help my voice a bit. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. See you all in a moment. And I'm back. Alright, without further ado, let's have a quick look at the soundtrack. So this is everything we have unlocked so far there. Pictures. Ooh, we got a nice picture of Yuri. I'll take it. Anything else? Or is that all? Looks like that's all. Alright then, without further ado, understanding part 2. That rhymes, and I didn't even realize it would rhyme. Alright. Day 3. For the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Not so sure about that one. Since Monica was gone the previous day, And Yuri arrived after Sayori. Technically, she was first. We'll go with it. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, Yuri I'm already screwing up words and I just got back. She stamped her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. But my best wasn't good enough. But I was still my best. But I'm letting everyone down. I'm always just a disappointment. Sarah continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Yuri has not arrived. Ooh. Minutes pass and no one enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. I'm gonna leave such a bad impression on new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so, Yuri? Ah! Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Oh, poor Sayori. She's right here. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm sorry I'm so late. You don't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room is open. It's not... Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the club room through the window, then looks away. Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yeah. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking her this all of a sudden? But she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before. Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the club room herself to see if Sayori is sitting alone inside. Okay. It's a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monica is worried, but she finds it difficult to enter herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic, she realizes, that she'd be so self-advocate after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods and the two set off. The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up a conversation. So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it? Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Sayori told me. What did you two end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. It's starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah. It felt kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about what kind of stuff you were reading. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me because I'm intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's just silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will have the same interests as me. But it's so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but couldn't figure out how to continue it. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment of silence passes, and Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly, I don't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me. So I feel so wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monica pauses and thinks. Well, what if I put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're all going to have all sorts of I'm just saying, like, we're gonna have all sorts of difficult people joining the club. Only the people who are difficult to handle. Everyone. Why am I insulting everybody? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club, hopefully anyway. I'm learning about the diverse needs of everyone, and... I can't read. But that's what it is. Diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with? Not just only some people? Of course. I need to be looking out for everyone, otherwise what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It tells Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic approach was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know what to do, I guess, to connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? You will just make conversation about an arbitrary topic. I can talk for hours about things I'm into, unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of, or even taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category. What? Hold on, you're saying that Sayori is taking pity on you? Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort. Just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stopped at the short hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down, with her fists clenched. I think you should tell her that. I can never tell that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayori is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So if you explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand. Monica hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who will give however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exasperating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better. Sayori wants to be your friend, I can promise that. It's okay for two different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need from each other. You just need to have good communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand that I just need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping me make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again, then looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So, thank you. Anytime. Monica smiles at Yuri. Just for a moment, Yuri finds herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Aww. Well, that was sweet. Yuri and Monica finish replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica did most of the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never gonna feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts toward the door. Why I say it so weirdly. Door. But then turns to face Monica. You're not just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you a coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although, I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know, now that I mention it, I bet I could get permission for us to keep club stuff in... why am I saying clubs? What am I doing? Stuff in, like, tea in the club room. You can use, like, an electric kettle to heat up water, right? Would that really be possible? I'll look into it. I think it would be great. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck! Monica waves at Yuri and then turns around and parts down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't going to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her. But it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Here we go. Yuri? But wait, hold on, I'm not done yet! Yuri shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realized how Sayori has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first. But I got most of the way through it. And look! Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. Page of notes. Beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. Jeez, Sayori. Jeez. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid of you getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop. Yuri presses both her fists into her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri? Sayori's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand, so if I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't do this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought if I did something together that you really like, I don't want your pity. There we go. Why did I do that? Yeah, that wasn't really the best way to phrase it. Yuri sinks to her knees, her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard just to articulate thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should just leave, just escape from here, before Monica sees her like this, and before Sayori tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. Oh yeah! I think this CG was teased, because it seems familiar. It's a nice CG though, gotta admit. It's okay. Sayori whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's gesture. Yuri sniffles. Why would Sayori... Breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand that your feelings in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise, I understand that. So, I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings, and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. I think I've just gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. It's so horrible with people, so it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. This is just sweet, man. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that was finally my chance to make friends through my interests, because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it makes me feel like I'm making a fool of myself. Man, this is heavy, man. Again, I forgot how good the writing in these games is. And then the art is just... look at this! It's just amazing. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person, but how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. I don't even know what to say, man. This is just great. Apologies for the constant screenshotting. It's just I learned that you can only get one of these various images after the fact, so I'm just trying to get them ready so I can pick one for the thumbnail, because I want you guys to get the quality content, not the boring. Thank you for helping me understand you a bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading. So, I'll help you with the things that you need too. But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while you were reading. I was so afraid that you would get frustrated with me. But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah, irrational fears. Well, you know, there's no way that you can frustrate me because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said that you have a hard time believing that, but I can promise it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way. You know? Worrying so much about other people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like, about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise. That's really what I want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. Or enjoying it? What am I talking about? Enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover things if we don't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that, but I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart, and I want that to rub off on me. Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already, the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the carelessness. Why did I think I said carelessness? Caress of Sayori's arms. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Such a sweet moment. Yuri's tension relaxes. I think I would go with this one if I had to pick one. This is just cute. It's just cute. For once, she feels okay listening rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if Literature Club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. It's so sweet! Gosh darn it! It's just tugging on my heartstrings. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. That's what I wanted to hear. But we can stop anytime. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not just gonna judge anything this early on, though, so we'll just see what happens. Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first. Nice. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back! Monika's back! I haven't seen you, at all recently. Sayori trots over to Monika. Ah, she whispers loudly. Can I hug you? Sure, Sayori. Sayori wraps her arms around Monika. Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayori can be kind of a hug monster. Ah. Hey, don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it can smell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monika, perplexed, looks between the two of them, then smiles. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. It's like the first real activity as the Literature Club. Ah, about that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you, and learn about the things you like. Yes! Do you like poetry? Yuri smiles. That was a random pause. Oh, that's the end! No! Man, that was... Why is the writing so nice? It just... It does it perfectly for me. I don't know what else to say, dang it. Alright, well, let's have a look. We got, 2 new songs. Pretty good. What's the new image? What we got? Oh, this! Oh, that's just adorable! I like the background. Aw. Well, alright. I think that's where we're going to leave it off then. Whew, that was a lot. Well then, thank you guys for watching in the Deadly Herald. If you enjoyed this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and love button, all the good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Have a grand day.